All right, so I'm doing this video a little early. I usually wait until the market open, like the pre-market, but for the traditional markets. But I mean, we had so much price movement in Bitcoin that I kind of want to do this video now. I had made a video on the earlier this year on the 6th of January, and it said Bitcoin analysis, BTC 60K within the next 2 months. So what did I base that off of? Because we are extremely close. So January 6th, today is the 21st of February. I'm still within that 2 month window, and the high was 58,387. Now, on the grand scheme of things, another, I can use my little tool here. What would be a 60K move? It's not much. Let's just pull it from the all-time high. That is now 58,367. 60K is basically another 3% move, just say. So given that that prediction was done all the way in January 6th, that's pretty good. So what did I base that off of? I'll go over that. But first, so on the daily, we're on a 6. For the TD sequential, everything on the weekly is just trending up. I'm going to change this TD sequential to the one that has the continuous count. So we're on a 3 for the weekly. We can go all the way to a 9. The last 3 weeks, 17%, 25%, and 18%. Market, the new week starts in about an hour and a half. So let's look at the daily. Daily, we're on a 6. This matches this count. We have a 9. This is a 9 right here. Right there. So that's a mark that I marked on my chart for a potential retest. This is right here. This happened a couple hours. Well, I say a couple hours ago. This happened on the 20th. So that was what, yesterday morning? Yeah, yesterday morning. We got a 9. It's kind of a pullback. We're kind of sitting here. This is acting as kind of resistance. We did get a green number above a power green number above the 9, but it would actually be nice if we just consolidated. Maybe got the red number, retest this area, consolidate sideways, and then go, take off again. Hit that 60K, like I was saying, within the next 2 months. I mean, I have till next Saturday. February 6th is next Saturday. But I think we're gonna get there. I think we'll get to 60K. But we still got to be mindful of a pullback. So here's our 1 hour 30 MA. Went below it. I've been kind of ignoring it. Even though we know it's a profitable strategy, something like almost 300% just this year, if you would have traded this blindly, because the 4 hour has really been setting the tone as far as the 30 MA on the 4 hour has been setting the tone for where the support is. So right now we're at 53.9, just say 54. We get a 4 hour close below that. We'll probably come back here to the 50K area. Still doesn't rule out, 60K before February 6th. But let's see. Let's look at some other indicators. Let's pull up the weekly. Like I said, the weekly was on a 3. This is a 9. No, was it on a 3? Yeah, it's on a 3. Yeah, 3. So let's look at the Lucid SAR, because I said that would be not the Ichimoku Cloud. Lucid SAR. We can hide this one for right now, because I said that'd be a good area for a dip buy. 32. I mean, I don't see price moving down that much right now. We could get a pullback. Let's look at. So I did say that last bull market there was some attention to the 50, the 128, and the 200. Let's see where they're at. But it was on the daily, so this is daily. Yeah, so the 128 is all the way back down to 26,000. Man, I don't see just with all the momentum that we're in right now, I don't see a pullback that's significant, which would be kind of rare, considering that we did pull back to that level a couple of times in 2017. I mean, I don't need to have this. We can just look to see how many times we went and back tested that. So where's our breakout? So we hit it here once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that whole year. September, and then September 2017, and then after that it kind of just took off. But I don't think we've hit it at all since we've broken out from the all-time high. No, we haven't. It's just going. The last time we hit it was whenever we were at 11. It went back down to 10. We had that week where that short time frame where we went below 10, and then I believe this is the same time where I said on a weekly time frame we're not ever going to get back below 10,000, and we didn't. But it hit it multiple times here, and that was the last time it hit the 128. So it seems like the 128 is just not serving as significant role as far as a moving average as it did in 2017. But that's okay. We don't really rely on that one. I just kind of wanted to look at it just for myself to see where it was. So let's look at the funding rate. Funding rate is positive. I did say last time, I'm not that worried about it. This can go much higher because look how high it was in some of these peaks in 2017. We're not even close. This is February 23rd, 0.5. This is January, beginning of the year. It was 0.7. We're at 0.14. We can kind of see here what we have as far as pullbacks. So it stayed positive here, and then we finally, there's a pullback here. And what was this at? 0.45. Here, negative, that's bullish as a counter indicator. This one was at 0.5. So maybe if we get a big spike sometime on the daily, we're still not. I'm not really concerned about the funding rates right now. Look how much smaller these are. It's starting to trend up, but they can trend much higher. Here was at 0.35. We're at 0.16. So we can get a big week. We can get another big week, big couple of days. Fibonacci said that 61, 7, 61.7, 62 is the next area of resistance. It did say 50K was, but we went right through it. So we'll see. So let me get back. How did I make this prediction? So that was based on these Mayer multiple bands. And I talked about them. I did an earlier video on, it's called Bitcoin charting through the space or something like that. I had said here, right here, whenever we broke it, look at that, January 6th, that within the next 2 months, because historical price action has shown that we would be up to about 60K. It was at 63, and I said, price is going to move. Maybe it's a little bit higher by that time. So by that time, let's see. I kept on saying February 6th, 2 months. No, I did it on January 6th, so I have till March 6th. So yeah, we're already back at 80, 94,000. So here I was saying, 60K was the price target, only because if you look at historically back here, it broke it. And then, this is 65, but then whenever it actually reached the upper band, it had already went to 92. Right here, it was 300, and then the upper band at the time was like at 6, and then whenever it actually got there, it was like 700. So yeah, I said 60K within the next 2 months, kind of being a little bit conservative and saying, yeah, we probably get there. But the target now, because we had a spike, the pullback was a lot larger. So I was like, oh man, at the time I was like, maybe 60K is just out of the window. That's not going to happen. But it looks like this is still holding true, even though we had a little bit, we had that, it was like a 30% pullback. Yeah, what was it? I think it was like 30%. Yeah, 31.5, 31.6. So even though we still had that pullback, we did it in a short amount of time. We did it in 1-2 weeks essentially, and then we've ran up. We've continued. Let me pull up the other one. Yeah, so we hit the 9, went above it, 2 above the 1. Then that's bullish. So what is it now? So I'm like, okay, here we'll get 60K within the next 2 months. Now we've gone here. We've closed a daily above this upper band area, which is this bullish extension area. It's like 90K within the next 2 months. So that would be the new target, So February, March, April, So by the end of April, be at like 90K. Doesn't mean we can't get a pullback, right? Because we had a 30% pullback, and then now we're running back up. So, am I ready to make that call that we're gonna get 90K within the next 2 months? I was ready to call 60K here within the next 2 months, and the reason was because I thought we would get this double peak that we got in 2013. Could we still get the double peak all this year? Get up to maybe 100K, pull back a significant amount, say 50 to 60% from 100, and then consolidate for a couple months, and then go back and wherever this upper band is. I mean, it could be at like 225 or 250 or 300. It depends on what the price action does, but that could happen. I'm not ruling that out. But right now, I'm not quite. The only thing I'm ready to do is if we get a monthly close above 40K, I'm kind of prepared to say that I don't believe we're ever going to get back to 30K. We'll never see 30K again. I already said whenever we, back in February 2020, the first week that we, had the very first weekly close that we were above 10K, we were never going to see 10K again. Like, it might wick down there, but we're never going to see it again. And that happened. Where did that happen? That happened right there. July 27th, 2020. And we never got a weekly close below 10,000 again. It wicked there. It wicked down, but we found we found support, and it never went there. So once we also had once we went above 20K, and then we were here at 40, I was like, we'll never see 20K again. And we haven't. And if we get a monthly close above 40,000, we will never see, in my opinion, we will never see 30K again. So right now, that's the absolute low. We'll never see Bitcoin price below 30K again. And that's just based off of historical price action. There's a possibility. Saying that we'll never see it again, I mean, that's too certain. Anyone who has that much certainty you should question, even though if I'm here talking about it. But the probability of it going back below that is extremely small. It's still possible, maybe 0.5%, 2%, maybe as high as that we could see below 30K again. But I'm gonna say it. We get a monthly close above 40. I'll be posting on my Twitter feed that we'll never see 30 again. We'll never see Bitcoin price below 30 again. And that's just my opinion. Don't make financial decisions off that or investment. It's not investment advice. It's just educational. So, let's look at some other indicators, though. I kind of want to make this quick. I would do more probably if we were, the pre-market prices were up. I wanted to pull up. I'm going to pull up the RSI, and I'm going to pull up the CMF because I think that's enough. Maybe I'll do all on balance volume. So CMF looks fine. There's no divergence here. So I did a video maybe 2-3 days ago, and I said this needs to continue up for us to see. This needs to continue because we need to get above this high, and we have been. It's been continuing up. We haven't had really any resistance. We're getting to an area here that looks like it's a cross point. It's kind of in the middle, 0.3. So if we can get a daily close above this, 7, 8, 9, we could see, a run up to 60. Maybe get a pullback. Consolidation here is nice. Like I said, on the 4-hour 30 MA, 4-hour close below that will probably break down lower to 49. Is that a big deal? I mean, come on, we've ran up so much. You can't expect no pullbacks. 10 to 15% pullback, that might be goodbye the dip. Our indicators will tell us that, once the price action happens. On the 1 hour, we've already started to see some divergence in price action. As price goes higher, we're getting divergence. 4-hour, again, there's divergence here. This really needs to tick up. So yeah, I mean, this candle right here is kind of uncertainty. I think this is called a spinning top. So neutral candle. The 6 could be the high, but we can go 7, 8. Have some consolidation days, maybe a couple dip. Go down to 55 or something like that. And then we could have a big 8, 9 day. So on the weekly, CMF is no, again, not worried. I said the same thing with the funding rate. 0.44, we're at 0.41. We could see a big run up to like 61, something like that. On balance volume, I said I would look at that. Again, it's just going sideways even on the 4 hour. On the hourly, yeah, I mean, we just kind of wicked down. Looked like we had some price movement down to this 1 hour 30 MA, but I'm not putting a lot of weight on that because it's been, I'm not going to say it's been unreliable because it would have got you back in and you would have stayed in here because it's a close and then, you'd be in. But the 4 hours where I'm taking my cue from right now. Short term, if I wanted to get out of a position, like a short term swing trade or something. RSI, I said I would bring that up. See, that's diverging. See how we're getting that broke down? And then we've had a, 1.75% pullback. Yeah, we can get all the way down to like 56. That would be nice. We get a red one, and then we go back up. The hourly probably broke down. Yeah, see. So price is going up with a divergence in your indicator, signaling, probably local top. And hey, look, we've had a pullback. So you could have taken a profit here. I mean, daily, what is it doing? Daily, we're trending up. So that's good. We found support, bounced off, and then we took off. This needs to get higher. This needs 89. Where do we get to whenever we had some aggressive price movement? I don't want to go back too far. I'm just going to keep it this year. So yeah, what was this? 0.83, 0.89, then we had the pullback. So yeah, this can go up another 10 points. Monthly went down and we've gone, up. This was 0.94 in 2017 or 94. 2017, 90. So what I think is going to happen is we'll get a run up. We won't get quite here. Maybe we'll get to like 0.91 or something like that. That'll show bearish divergence, and then price will go up, and then that'll be a sell signal. Monthly, we're not, like I said, if this gets to 95, past markets have shown that that's a local high. So here, that month we went up 66%. This month we were down 8%, went all the way down to 2,900. But then we had, this was what, October, November, December. We had 3 months of bullish price movement, 48%, 53%. So about 140, 150%. Then we hit it again, and then that was a sell-off. So we could see this. We could see this double peak right around 90. We're at 91. Maybe March. We get a big month, and we get to that 95 area, and then that's a local top for March, and then April we sell off a little bit, and then we continue up into our ultimate high. We can look at stock to flow. We're way above the model. The model is at 33. We're at 57, but we can go to the cross asset model. And that cross asset model is at 61, and we're below it. We're at 57. So we're close to that. And that cross asset model is saying that we're going to peak this time around, 240. Not investment advice. Don't, FOMO into this right now. You still have to be, mindful that we can get a local top. We can pull back maybe 30% or even 50% if we get this double top type cycle. And then we can continue on, or we couldn't. We can go 50%, go down 60%, and then pull back the traditional 85 to 90%, like every other Bitcoin cycle has done. Is this going to be different? Is this decade different? We'll see. We don't know. There's a lot of different players that weren't around the last 10 years that are now starting to be around. So, but yeah. So models are holding up. Stock to flow, original stock to flow is holding up. It's always overshot. We overshot here. So this is saying 100. The overshot, even on the cross asset model, it's overshot. So this is saying 200 something. We can go to 3. We can go to 4. These models are valid until they're not, right? So I mean, you can be mindful of them. And here's one that we always like to look at. this, this is saying that the top for this cycle is going to be almost $1 million. It's laughable because it's just unbelievable. It seems unbelievable. Uh, so, uh, you know, like I said, this is fun to look at. This is just overlaying old price action on new price action and then putting a top in. Is this going to happen? Man, I don't know. I wouldn't put a lot of weight on. Do I think Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million before the end of the decade? Yeah. Is it going to do it by October of this year? I don't know. But I guess we'll find out. And then it's saying the pullback's like, you know, all the way down to 157. It's just so funny. Uh, you know, because like all the news outlets are going to be like, oh, you know, Bitcoin's crashing. And it's like the bottom would be higher than what we're at right now. So it would just be so funny. Those headlines would be hilarious. And then look at this saying, after the halving. This is after the halving top. So like the next cycle, 2024, it's like $3 million. It's just funny. Like I said, this is just fun to look at. And for some reason, it's extremely hilarious to me today. But yeah, so let's get back to what's actually happening. So what's actually happening is we're getting consolidation on the 4-hour, and I'm hoping for a red number. We consolidate and then we go higher. We're getting some divergence here, so we could see a sell-off. If it closes below this, say 54 on the 4-hour, we'll probably get back to the 50 area, which would be, you know, 15% pullback, which is, you know, people are going to say the sky's falling, but it won't be nothing. Not until we see some other, you know, some of these indicators start to turn. These moving averages are rolling. You know, what did the last top look like? Was there a way to tell? Yeah, the weekly was extended. On this regular indicator, the weekly was extended. Let's see. Yeah, 9. You know, we had 2 weeks of overextension. But I mean, look at this. This was violent selling. Are we going to see violent selling? We haven't seen it yet. This is just a big week. There's no violent selling happening. The daily, you know, yeah, like I said, in trading, the timing the top is not your job. Your job is, you know, if you're trying to trade, is to be profitable. So, yeah, we had here, that was a 5% swing. And then we had a big dip. I mean, this swing from the high to that was 47%. And that all happened in, how many days? You know, 5 days after the high, you dipped 47%. So you got to be mindful. You know, everyone's extremely happy here on December 17th, 2017. I believe this is the day that CME launched their futures. Pretty sure it is. It was either the 17th or the 18th. You know, and then 5 days later, the world's falling. 5 days later, you're whatever, it's 50% drop. And then we entered a long, extremely long, 2-year, pretty much, bear cycle. We'll see. Oh yeah, so I talk about this looking into Bitcoin charts, and one chart came up on my radar. There's a heat map right here, and the heat map tells you when. Here's the formula for it. Tells you when it's over. When the percent monthly increase over the 200-week moving average. So we're in the green. So we're not moving percentage-wise. The price action isn't as aggressive as past markets. So see how it's red here? So it's like kind of red, and then that marked the top, like the top for that, because we had double peak in 2013. And then here, red. Look at this right here. That was the week of the 17th. So the 14,000. It didn't get you right at the top, but here, you know, if you know we're on an orange. I wait, you know, basically, how many days? Is this in days? Yeah, this is in days. So from the 19th, March, so it's like a month. Yeah, it's like a month. Here, the print. Oh, yeah, because these are monthly. It looks like these are monthly. Yeah, these are monthly. These are closing on the month. Here, November. So if you see it like an orange or like a deep red, that could that could signal that you're close to your top within the next month. We're on a green. We're not even on an orange yet. How often does this update? Looks like it. So, isn't. Looks like it's updating about every month. Yeah, percentage in months. So it is every month. Now let's see what it says here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so you could look at this heat map. I'll have to look further into it. It just popped up on my radar past couple of days. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool chart. It's green. We're not even yellow. We still got a ways to go. Based on this, if you have faith in this chart, we still got a ways to go before a top. We're not even it will print a red, and then you'll have a little bit of time, or an orange, and then you'll have a little time to make a decision. Hey, do I need to sell? Do I want to wait? Start thinking about a high. But then there's other things like on top of this. So even whenever we printed, say 8,000 November 24th, if we look at the Mayer multiple band back here, we had broke out this band. We were trending up, and then we broke out, so you could still hold and then know that okay, maybe we'll get close to this upper overbought area, and then that would be a signal to sell. So again, here we broke it. 94 might be a signal to sell, and guess what? We have another chart by Willy Woo. Look at this. This has been This has been pretty flawless on picking the top. What's the top say right now? 100K. So there's multiple things. There's multiple charts that you can you have what you're doing on your TA analysis, and then you have the Mayer multiple band, and then you have Willy Woo's top calculation on that's been pretty good, right? And then you also have the stock to flow model. So there's multiple things that, hey, I want to be excited about price, but if I'm looking to take some profits, I have multiple things that are going to tell me, hey, we're getting close to that top. You need to be mindful of what's going on. The excitement, whenever price is running up is great, but also be mindful. This is not going to go up forever. This will pull back. We will enter a bear cycle. There will be opportunities to buy and enter. There will be another bull cycle pending, some kind of, crazy flaw in the code or something like that. But this space is building out. I mean, it looks great. I'm bullish. We get a 15 to 25% pullback, 30% pullback. Use your TA, manage your risk properly, make decisions. If you don't get out at the top, you can't have any regrets. If you are profitable, you're successful. If you don't buy the bottom in the next bear cycle, that's not the key. The key is to be profitable. If you can maybe not ever trade Bitcoin again. A lot of this translates into maybe not all this Mayer multiple and Willy Woo and price model chart and stock to flow, but you have your TA to kind of help you build out things. So this went a little bit longer than what I wanted, but I had some fun doing this. All-time highs day after day. So enjoy it. This is awesome if you're in it and you've been in and averaging in. The time and focus has paid off. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.